Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm sharing a story that so many of us can relate to, the fear of speaking English for the very first time with a stranger online. Imagine your heart racing, your hands shaking, and then that magical moment when a simple hello turns into a life-changing conversation. This isn't just a story about learning English. It's about courage, connection, and discovering that every mistake is actually a step forward. So, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see why pressing that one little call button might just be the bravest and most rewarding thing you'll ever do in your language journey. Let's dive in.
The room was quiet except for the faint hum of my old laptop. Outside, I could hear the sound of motorbikes rushing past on the street, mixed with distant voices and laughter. But inside, everything felt still. My eyes stayed fixed on the glowing screen, the app open, waiting for me to press one button. Call. I hesitated. What if I sound stupid? What if I forget everything I studied? I whispered to myself. My thumb hovered over the screen, then pulled back. My heart raced faster than my thoughts. But then I remembered something I had read earlier. The only way to get better at speaking is to speak. I closed my eyes, took a long breath, and tapped the button. A short ring, then another. Suddenly, the screen flickered, and there he was, Daniel. He sat in a bright room with books on the shelf behind him and a guitar leaning against the wall. His smile was warm, like sunlight breaking through a cloudy morning. "Hello," he said. His voice was calm, welcoming. "Hello," I replied, my voice shaking. It felt like my tongue had forgotten how to move. My brain screamed, "Say something. Don't freeze now." But Daniel waited. His eyes didn't rush me, his smile didn't fade. That patience was my lifeline. Breaking the ice. We started with the simplest questions. "What is your name?" he asked. My name is," I stuttered, and then finally, "My name is your name?" It was clumsy, but I did it. He clapped once, jokingly. "Perfect. See? Easy." We both laughed, and in that laugh, some of my fear melted. As the minutes passed, the silence between us grew shorter. I asked about his hobbies. He told me about playing guitar, about how he sometimes played Spanish songs for his friends. I asked him to show me, and though he was shy, he strummed a few chords. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. And that's when I realized we were both imperfect. And that was okay. A world through words. I wanted to share too. So I told him about my city. I described the smell of grilled meat at the night market, the sound of sizzling pans, the call of vendors echoing through the narrow streets. My words came slowly, broken, but I used my hands to help. Daniel leaned closer to the camera, eyes wide. "Wow. I can almost smell it," he said. That sentence made me smile. My English wasn't perfect, but my story had reached him. We moved from food to movies, from music to dreams. He told me he wanted to travel the world one day, to see Asia, to taste street food with me as his guide. I told him my dream was to speak English so well that I could make friends anywhere. In that moment, I realized English wasn't just grammar and vocabulary. It was a bridge. The struggle. Of course, not everything went smoothly. There were moments when I froze completely, staring at the ceiling, searching for a word that refused to come. My palms grew sweaty. My heart raced. How to say? I muttered, embarrassed. But Daniel never laughed. Instead, he said gently, "Take your time. I'm listening." And I did. Slowly, I found the word, the sentence, the courage, the breakthrough. An hour passed without us noticing. The nervous silence at the beginning had turned into laughter, stories, even inside jokes. At one point, Daniel leaned forward and said, "You know, your English is actually good. You just don't believe it yet." Those words hit me like a spotlight. It wasn't just about speaking, it was about believing in myself. The aftermath. When the call finally ended, the screen went black, and I saw only my reflection. My hair was messy, my cheeks were red, but I was smiling, the kind of smile that comes from victory. I sat there for a long time, replaying every word. For the first time, I didn't hate my mistakes. They were proof that I had tried, proof that I had spoken. That night, I couldn't sleep. My heart was still buzzing with excitement, like I had just stepped off a roller coaster. I kept hearing Daniel's voice in my head. Your English is actually good. You just don't believe it yet. The journey continues. The next day, I tried again with a new partner from the app. This time, I was less afraid. We talked about weather, about daily routines, even about silly things like pets and favorite snacks. I made mistakes, yes, but I laughed at them. And every laugh made me braver. Day by day, conversation by conversation, my English grew stronger. Some calls were short, others lasted hours. Some people I never spoke to again, others became friends I still message today. Each voice, each story became part of my journey. The real lesson. Looking back now, I realize it was never just about English. It was about connection, courage, and stepping out of my comfort zone. Every time I pressed call, I wasn't just practicing English. I was opening a door to the world. And maybe that's the real beauty of learning a language. It doesn't just give you new words. It gives you new friends, new stories, and a new version of yourself, braver, stronger, and ready to speak without fear.